All right. So what's going on? How you doing?
Oh, today I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Few days off, easy breezy, doing nothing, which is necessary sometimes. It gets busier. Berlin gets busy. Life gets busy. So yeah, no, this is my first activity for my day. Except for going to eat breakfast, yeah.
Okay.
I tried some plates new. That was fun.
Ah.
And and now we're doing this, trying out. Yeah, this is my first time on a podcast, so I'm super excited.
First
Yeah.
time? Okay.
You know, when you're always with your friends and you're like, oh, we should try this out, and then we just never got to it.
I'm the person like, all right, so you ready? So you want to be here at this and this time?
Where you at? Where you at? Nah, it never happens.
You're like, oh shit, I gotta actually get, make sure I'm ready.
Now we gotta have topics to talk about.
Yeah. Ooh, all the
So,
topics. What should we pick from first?
Where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we go?
Well, first place is you went to get breakfast, and this breakfast was an interesting one because you had waffles for the first time.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so waffles, I know it as being sweet, right? You know, with the ice cream and the chocolate sauce and syrup and all of that goodness. And yeah, today I had some savory waffles with some bacon and eggs and rocket and all that mix on there and tomatoes. I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is nice. It was a lot, but it was good. It was good. It was, I don't know. I guess I just always conceptualize waffles with sweetness, not with savory. So it was an interesting concept today. It was yummy.
Wow. So they came with tomatoes?
Fresh cut tomatoes and then, with some onions in there, and was like a waffle, but like two slices, like a big sandwich. A big sandwich, but with waffles,
Wow.
basically. But it was super yummy. It was super yummy. And cheese, I mean, anything with cheese is amazing. So
Yeah.
I was super happy about that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Hold on. Because when I think about waffle, I only think of it as being sweet. So when you have
Right?
like tomatoes
Yes.
and then...
And I mean, even the waffle itself, it wasn't, yes, it was tasty, but it wasn't like sweet or anything. It wasn't, or maybe it's the ice cream that enhances the flavor. Who knows? But with the bacon and the eggs, it really, they complemented each other really weirdly. Don't ask me how, but it was good. It was really good. Would recommend.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, coming from America, when we think of a waffles, it's just like, breakfast waffle with eggs and bacon, syrup. So when I hear like a savory, that's always throws me off.
It does. No, but I know from America, always with the chicken and fried chicken on the waffles, I was always like, that is wild to me. That
You
people
never
do
tried?
that. No, I've never tried. Really?
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy,
Okay.
but it is good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Yeah,
It's like what? It's like what? Exactly. Exactly. Please, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
It's like sweet chicken. It's like if chicken was sweet.
I don't know. Chicken ain't supposed to be sweet, man. Give me some KFC and something, and that's good,
Yeah.
The spice, not sweet. And then they still add syrup. They add syrup, right?
Yeah, they added. Yeah, I mean that sums up America basically, right? It's like, all right, the fried chicken wasn't enough. The bread was already sweet. That's not enough. I put syrup all over it. Add more sugar.
Oh, yes. Yum.
There you go. People are like, why are Americans? This is why we
Why?
put sugar on everything,
Mm.
even the bread. So it's wild. But wow, that's interesting because you this is your first time having waffles ever, but.
Yeah, savory waffles.
Savory
yeah.
waffles.
I mean, sweet waffles, get that at home all the time. That's nothing new. It was just the concept of, eggs and bacon on waffles. It's weird. But I was like, go for it. Close both eyes and order.
Close both eyes as you eating, and you just like.
Goodness.
You think about other food. You don't even want to think about the waffles.
Happy days. Food is food.
I know, right? That's why I keep on telling myself.
Oh, it was good, man. It's good. It's all about trying new cuisine, different ways of preparing food. No, it's nice. I like it. I really, enjoy it.
That's good. So, for the people who don't know you, if you can give a little introduction, who you are and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Daniella. I'm all the way from Namibia. many people are like, where is that? It's a country like this. And yeah, this is how the country looks actually.
Wow.
South
Okay.
Africa's here at the bottom.
It looks like three
and
fingers. Okay.
no,
Oh, four fingers. I apologize.
the shape. The shape.
Oh, the shape. Okay.
Yes, the
All right.
shape.
Anyone who's listening, there's a thumb that she pointed out, and the index finger is folded, and the back of her hand is facing me. So if you can imagine, and her elbow's up,
No.
and there's a
Don't include the elbow. The hand.
okay.
The hand.
Okay. The shape of Namibia is
Yeah.
a hand that has a thumb sticking out.
Boom,
There's an
yeah.
index finger bended, and there's three fingers pointing down.
Yeah.
There you go. And there's
That's
a
how
ring
it
on the index finger. So
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
a ring. Really pretty ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
You know that's me. That's real.
so Namibia shines as well. It shines throughout all of Africa.
Yes, it does. We've got diamonds there. We've got lots of diamonds. Or not lots of diamonds. But yes, we also do find diamonds there as well.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, that's me. That's my name. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm from. In the hospitality industry. Funny enough, growing up, I was always like, I'm never going to work in a hotel because, the long hours, no family time. And look at me now. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. But I guess it's just something that I grew up in. And my parents are hoteliers. And so it was just always the environment I was in. And then I guess the passion just grew and I said, you know what, let's do this. Let's go all in and see. I did my studies in psychology. I've got a bachelor's in psychology. And when you're busy studying and you're like, this isn't really for me. I'm getting too emotionally attached here. My emotions are all over the place. But I think also, I realized as much as I would love to help people, because I'm also a volunteer as well, it was just, it just didn't work out. And now I'm in the industry and I'm loving it. And I mean, it's taking me places. Berlin, one of the reasons why I'm actually here as well. So that's me in a nutshell. A small nutshell.
Yeah, that's a big nutshell. Got a lot of things going on.
It's a lot, it's a lot going on. And I mean, over the years, you always, you think you've got this perfect plan of what you're going to do, where you're going to go in life. And, the past 10 years have definitely been all over the place and rediscovering all the time, trying to figure out where to from here, what to do now. And just when I think I've got a plan, something, throws me off and I'm just like, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. And, let's see where it turns out. Because if we were talking a year ago, I would have never imagined being here. That's how crazy and wild it has been, me coming to Berlin and Germany. So, but good adventures.
Yeah, it's crazy how adventures work, right? Where you end up, you're like, I would never thought in a million years that I would be in this place. And then you're like, what happened?
How? Why? No, really. And sometimes I walk and I'm looking, I'm like, I'm in Berlin, right? Just got to pinch myself a little bit. I'm like, I'm here, right? I'm not at home. Yeah, I'm here. This is where I am.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I actually have a whole living place here in Berlin.
I'm paying rent. I'm walking to work. I'm doing it.
You're saying a few German words.
Oh, yeah, a few, yeah. This music is good, yeah.
There you go. I don't even know what you said, but it sounded right.
The music is great. That's what I said. But, one of the reasons why I also moved here was because I wanted to improve my German, but moving to Germany had quite the opposite effect. But hey, I think my understanding is much better.
Okay.
Understanding is much better, but speaking, I'm not quite there.
I mean, you said music in the right way based on my ears, but I don't know.
So
Namibia, right?
Namibia. There you go.
Namibia.
It's not
Okay.
so good.
Thank you for correcting me. Namibia. How was it growing up there in Namibia?
In what sense? Where do you start? I think, where do we start?
Yeah, I guess wherever you want to. Let's just say, just growing up in your younger years, Namibia. Sometimes growing up in Africa, everyone has a different upbringing.
Yeah.
And I'm curious on. Let me not say your upbringing, but more so of just how was Namibia for you when you was younger, when you was living there?
I mean, when you're young, everything looks like cupcakes and rainbows. I think I had the best childhood. Everything just, the the world seemed like a great place, very peaceful. We were always very fortunate enough not to have any wars or any, natural disasters, particularly where I was growing up. So, growing up was, yeah, you know, li- one of the things is as well. So my family, we have lots of family in South Africa. My mom's from South Africa, and then my dad just had his parents, and the rest of the family was in Germany actually as well. So we didn't have a lot of extended family in, back home, and so it was always just us. It was always just us. I have two brothers and a sister, and so yeah, that was growing up, and then my parents split in the sense of the one was working on the coast and the other in the capital city. And you're just like, okay, this is, city life. Because it was obviously a small town that I was growing up in, and this is big town, big things happening, and you're like, oh, this is where I want to be. This is where what I want to do. But then more I grew up, I'm like, the smaller town is better, the community lifestyle, not everything moving so fast. People know each other, people greet each other. And those small things actually mean a lot. And yeah, I think that's more or less growing up in Namibia it was great. I must say, growing up, I was very fortunate enough. I didn't have anything happen, nothing crazy happened in our household or close to where I was living. So, and I was also very oblivious to all of that, oblivious to what is happening in the world. And yeah, it only took me later on in life where I saw, oh, the grass is not always green on the other side. I thought it was pretty green here, but on the other side is actually a lot of stuff happening. And I don't know if it was maybe a mechanism of my parents trying to shield me from that and to be like, listen, this is how it is. This is, all the pretty. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff obviously happening around, and I was just oblivious to it. So I had a great childhood, I would say. I would say, in
Yeah,
a
it
nutshell.
sounds good. I mean, I'm curious about what was the differences between the coast and the city.
Oh, I mean, just okay. Health wise, in the city, there's obviously a lot of pollution, pollen. That was a lot for me. And I was always sick, I have really bad allergies and hay fever. And then moving to the coast, air's clean, it's, fresh air all the time, which was really nice. But people are also just, I rub your back, you rub my back type of thing. And sometimes, yeah, you need some extra sugar, spice,
Yeah.
anything nice. And people are always just there,
Mm.
which was definitely missing for me in the big city. And yes, I grew up there for very long. I met my best friends there. I lived my best years in terms of university and such. But I don't know, just moving to the smaller city, I guess it just makes you focus more on family, on you as a person. I had more time to do more just reflection on myself,
Mm.
because I guess living in the big city Windhoek, everything just moves so fast.
Mhm.
You're trying to keep up with everything. You're trying to keep up with the trends. You're trying to keep up with life. You're trying to yeah, just keep up in general. And everything is just so fast all the time. And I guess the smaller city, I was more in tune with myself.
Mm.
And yeah, I think my defense mechanism was always just to keep busy all the time. But now I had that opportunity to really reflect and be like, okay, there's some things that happen in your life.
Mhm.
What are we going to do now? Where's the plan now? Um, so yeah, I've always chased the big cities, and then moving to a smaller one, I was like, yeah, no, this is nice. I
Ah,
enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot.
interesting. What was like the moment that you? What was the moment you remember when you moved from like the coast in Namibia
Mhm.
to the city that like stood out to you? That was like, okay, this is different. What was like a moment you remember?
I think moving to the big city, obviously, the choice. There was just so many. so much more choice in terms of, when you went shopping, you had bigger malls, bigger shops. I mean, back in the town that I was staying in, the coast, it's like, I mean, two shops, two big supermarkets.
Wow.
That's it. And then you obviously have all the other smaller kiosks and all of that jazz. But I mean, moving to Windhoek, I was like, oh, wow, so much to do, so much to see, and so many people as well. But yeah, and then that was where I was like, this is cool. This is cool. This is where it's happening. This is where it's happening. But I mean, that was when I was really young. That was when I was in like grade 2. And yeah, and there were just so many people, so many different kids, so many different. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is nice.
Wow. Okay. So a lot of options when you moved
Yes,
to the
there were a
city.
lot of options, a lot of things to do, a lot of, I mean, staying on the coast, you just had the beach, or you had, your few friends that you would hang out with or whatever, but there wasn't a lot of activities and such to do. So moving to moving to a big city, there was a lot to do. So that was cool.
Mm.
It was cool.
One thing you brought up uh, that's interesting is that you said when it came to living in the coast or small, uh,
Smaller town.
yeah, smaller town, that people just knew each other. People share
Yes.
things, and people
Mm-hmm.
knew you. You probably had a thing where people like, "Hello, how you doing?" Walking
Yes,
past,
yeah.
and then moving to the city. You're like,
You walk past each other, there's no contact, there's no hi, hello. I mean, if I have to compare Windhoek to Berlin, oh my goodness, it's obviously an even bigger difference. But already just that difference to me was, there was just no sense of community. It was, yes, you knew your neighbors, but that was it. There was, it didn't go any further than that. So living in a smaller town, that for me really opened my eyes on, and sometimes when you just need to get something done, you could easily get it done, and because you know the right people to assist you with. While in a
mm,
bigger city, you've got to go through, longer channels, and then it just takes longer to get something done. While, just that, I don't know, I guess that sense of community and just,
mhm.
knowing each other and being there for one another. Yeah, but one thing also in a small town, everyone knows everyone's business. But everyone's
Ooh.
in everybody's business. But nonetheless, it was, yeah, that was one of the big things. Big differences, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you bring up that thing about everyone and everyone's business. Ooh,
No, really.
that is something where when you escape from it and then you're able to have your own privacy, it's
Yes.
like, wow, I didn't know you can live life in a way that I can just keep my own, you know, idea or own business and no one has to know
And
about
no
it.
one has to know. But I mean, I think if yours is just the instigator at the end of the day, if you're the one putting your business out there, obviously everyone's going to know. But I think people also have eyes and ears.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I always say if you're not in anyone else's business, they're not going to be in yours. So just do you in your small little bubble, be happy, and that's it.
Yeah, it's just
So
that
yeah.
sometimes those small communities, people have a pin to pop that bubble, like boom. And what's inside this bubble? What's
Where
going
you
inside?
at? What you doing?
Yeah, why you have a bubble? Why the bubble here? What are you trying to? You trying to? What
Oh, I haven't seen you in many months. What are you
Yeah,
doing here in the streets again? I'm like, what?
yeah.
What?
What's going
Oh,
on? What's going on with you and so and so? You be like,
oh, yes. Okay, yeah, true.
yeah,
Okay.
all the time. You be those innocent questions, and
Those
then as soon as they
innocent.
get it,
Yeah, and then it ends up into something bigger, and then, oh, did you hear? And
uh,
then the story never ends.
yeah,
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In a big city, nobody knows you.
that,
I could be, yeah, they'll never know.
yeah. You could
They'll-
drop something and nobody cares, but you drop something in a small community, they're like, did you know so and so had a stroke? You be like, whoa, what?
Oh, yes.
I just dropped something by
It's
mistake.
like, it was an accident. Why are
Yeah.
you all up in my business?
It took me a little bit to pick it up. I didn't have a stroke just because I hesitated for 10
No,
seconds.
really. Oh, wild. Yeah, true. That is true. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a small town, and I think also it extends to culture as well. People who come from those towns too, that type of like close knit information,
Yeah.
watching out on somebody. And it can be bad, it can be
And
good in most
yes, it
cases.
can
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, just the mere fact, I think, random example, but one day I needed particular medicine, right? Medication from my pharmacist, and this was in the small town. So I go to my pharmacist, I'm like, hey, I need this. It's not in town. Can you get it for me? Yes, of course. I'll sort it out for you in 2 days.
Mm.
I go into the big city, assuming there's obviously more choice, a lot more options, similar type of medication that I needed. And no, but we don't have this. And who are you? Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but I sent you my prescriptions. I sent you all my details. What more do you need from me?
Mm.
And it just took a lot longer. And I think I was in town. I was in town for like a week and I still didn't get the medication. Then I had to go back and then come back again. And I'm just like,
Wow.
but, while in a small, I don't know if I wouldn't say it's a sense of urgency in a smaller town that they might have, or maybe they just, I don't know. I don't know what it is that, you'd think that in a bigger town, people would have more options, more things, and access. That's the word, access to more things.
Mm-hmm.
While in a smaller town, we only have what we have, and you make do with what you got. You
Yeah.
just gotta make do, and you gotta run for it and figure out where, who, what, and how come. So, yeah, that's what were we talking about?
Now he's going.
I love how my mind just trailed off. When I was just like, what were we talking about?
No, you was on topic. You was talking about he was talking about the benefits of living in
yes,
close
in
knit
a small
community.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
So there you go, medicine. When it comes to medicine, sometimes they'll know the issues that you have already. They heard from so and so that you had the stroke, or you
and
dropped
then-
something. So then they're like, okay, you need this type of medicine.
I'm
'Cause
gonna get it for you right now because I know somebody that knows somebody that will get it.
boom, get that going.
Oh wow, yeah.
So pretty much for most of your life you was in Namibia.
Yes. So yeah, I lived in Cape Town, South Africa for a year. I did my master's there as well.
How was that?
That was fun. I mean, Cape Town is just an entirely different vibe, very international as well compared to the rest of South Africa, I must say.
Really?
Because I mean, the crime rate and all of that jazz is quite high in South Africa, but in Cape Town, I kind of felt safe. And there was just a lot more to do. And the weather was great. I always enjoy the weather. For me, it's always the weather. The sun was always shining. Yes, you had some rainy days, and people were always. I mean, where I was staying as well was also really nice. They were all very much community. I had people staying there from Ghana, from many from South Africa as well. Then there was this guy from England as well. So it was like random people, and we were staying, and always cooking together or chilling together, and that was always super fun. My experience in Cape Town was really. Oh, I love Cape Town.
Wow.
Cape Town is, I wouldn't move there and, like have a family or anything, get married or anything in Cape Town. Yes, I love the place, but it's not quite home. It feels like a holiday every time when I'm there, and I don't know.
Why?
I think it's just, all the things that you can get done, all the things you can do. There's so many activities that you can do, and it's party central as well. There's a lot of parties happening there.
That's why you're like, I don't know if I can do this. It's,
No, I don't know if I can hold the family and party too. But yeah, I mean, my best friends live there as well. So yeah, I've always loved Cape Town. So yes, so I was staying in Cape Town for a year, and then I moved back to Namibia, and now I'm in Berlin, and I'm here for 1 year. So yeah, 1 year since last year, October, end of October. Yeah.
Yes, you survived through the winter and everything.
Oh,
and
the winter was the best. Well,
Wait.
I mean,
the winter was the best for you here in Berlin?
yeah, okay. I mean, coming from a place that it's always hot, you're always seeing the sun. It was nice. The snow was great. I enjoyed the rain. We don't get rain as often back home. And when it does rain, we just love it, obviously, because it's so dry. But here, when it's raining, oh my God, it was so beautiful. But The only annoying thing in winter was the weather always influenced the people around you.
How so?
So people would always, when it was raining or snowing, ugh, it's so dirty, or it's so wet, or it's so cold. And I'm just like, wow, guys, if I could just get just an extra bit of rain back home, it would be so amazing. And I would just, everyone's like under umbrellas, and I'm just there standing in the rain, like, this is nice. This is nice. I love this weather any day. I mean, I really, and just the little coffee shops, and everyone's all warm and cozy inside. Like the whole atmosphere, wintertime was really, and the Christmas markets. The Christmas markets were my favorite. They were my absolute favorite.
Wow.
So, yeah, so, okay, the only thing, then there was another thing. Yeah, the sun setting at 4 o'clock, that threw me off because my body was like, okay, shut down, time to go to bed. Let's go sleep, but it's only 4 o'clock. So, no, winter I really enjoyed. Oh, man, it was nice.
So you understand that's an anomaly for someone who lives here in Berlin to like and look forward to winter.
I mean, I'm a cold type of person. I don't know. Right now, it's too hot for me. I'm just like, it's too hot, guys. I'm sweating. And,
Let me be more specific.
Okay.
You're probably one of the only African people that I know that said I'm looking forward to cold. All right. How? I don't even know how to dissect this because we need to, because this excitement and happiness you had to cold, we need to do something with this. Not saying, look, I'm not taking away from your joy. I'm actually just jealous. I'm envious, actually.
Okay.
Because when the wintertime came here, I was suffering.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you take vitamin D?
Yeah, no. They warned me about that. They warned me. I've been popping them pills ever since I got you. So I was good. I was good. I didn't have any, Yeah, I think the only time winter really got to me was, I think it was February sometime. Where it got warm and then all of a sudden got really cold. Somewhere around in February. But I think that also had to do with a lot of stuff happening back home, and that affected me. And then that was the first time where I actually felt homesick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually in another continent, by the way. I'm in another world, by the way. And that was the only time it really affected me. But otherwise, I really enjoyed winter. The hot chocolates, the glue vines, I don't know, back home it's hot all the time. You're sweating all the time. So for me, winter was great.
Damn, that heat must have been serious for you to look forward to.
It was. I just don't like summer like that. That's why I think moving to the coast was also much better because it's so much cooler there as well. And much better. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what was your... let's focus on this right here.
Okay.
What was your routine surviving the winter here in Berlin?
Man, there were lots of layers, and the leg warmers were my go-to. I think if you just prepare well and you've got the right shoes and you got the right, gear on, you're good to go. I could walk hours and hours, not hours and hours. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I could walk a few hours outside, and in the cold and just exploring and stuff. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's gonna be so much better in summer," and I'm just like, well, this looks pretty great to me right now, but I'm looking forward as well. I'm looking forward to the summer. Yeah, now he's sneezing instead.
Damn, you have a very positive personality. Like, to the extent that you can overcome actual barriers of the weather. Like,
oh, man, I really genuinely enjoyed it. Winter for me was, but hey, they say the longer you stay here, a few years, it doesn't get all exciting. And I'm just like, well, yeah.
I think just the mindset, to be honest, like you looking at it kind of like, I welcome it. I welcome the rain. I welcome whereas for me, when I came here, I was like, it might be bad, but not as bad as where I'm coming from. Then I came, I was like, whoa, this is different.
This is different. Yeah, no, it was totally different. And I mean, people always looking at you when I was like, oh, it's raining outside. And everyone's like, ugh, again. And I'm like, What? Why would you say that? That's
So
amazing.
good thing you ended up here in Berlin. Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, so from Namibia, then you went to South Africa for not South Africa, Cape Town specifically. You went to Cape
Mm-hmm.
Town for your masters, and what you get your masters in?
I did religious studies.
Religious studies.
Yes,
Okay.
that was one of those. Yeah, no. So while I was doing my psychology, I did a double major. I did a double major in psychology and religious studies.
Wow.
And I don't know, the concept of religious studies always just fascinated me because in Namibia, for example, we don't have a lot of religions. It's very much Christian dominated, Christianity dominated, and then we have Jewish and a little bit of Islam community
Hmm.
as well. But it always fascinated me, like, how? Why come? You know, we're all the same, but and we all believe the same power, higher power, whatever. But you know, where does it all stem from? So that always fascinated me. I think that was more of a side hobby type of thing, and why I took that on. And you know, in at that time as well, there were a few family members that were also converting to different religions and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is fascinating. But I wanted to obviously study it from a more from a scientific perspective.
Mm.
So that was super interesting. And then you obviously realize along the way you're like, this isn't really gonna get me anywhere. This was fun. This was really interesting. And then yeah, and that's what I did. And then y- thereafter I got into the hospitality, and that's how my whole journey started actually.
So
So yeah.
wow, I never heard someone go into religious studies to look at it from a scientific aspect. That is
Yeah,
interesting.
no, you know, sometimes we always have, yes, everyone has their beliefs and everyone has their, why they, I, the thing with religion, people make it too personal sometimes, and then you lose the essence of the religion, or you lose the essence of where it actually stems from.
Mm.
And that's what I was very much interested in. And at the end of the day, yes, we're all doing the same thing,
Hmm.
but we're just following it in different ways. So yeah, I always just wanted to. That was just for interest. That was yeah, was interesting time in my
What? Yeah,
life.
very interesting time in your life. I mean, what?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, what led you to even that overall, like, wanting to think that deeper into knowing religion to that scientific level? That
I
is.
I guess because I wasn't exposed to it growing up, there wasn't many other religions that I could compare or see or observe. I just knew Christianity, and yeah, and it was purely just interest of, oh, what's this all about? What's this all about?
Hmm.
And yes, you have TV, you have books and all of that jazz. But yeah, I think it was also just one of those, you know, when they ask you, okay, so what is it that you want to study? What are the subjects you want to choose? And I was like, this could be an interesting subject. And then it actually took me further and to do masters and all of that. And that was quite fun. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So
Didn't finish it, but still work in progress. Yeah.
no, I mean, that's dope to follow your curiosity. I think that's a
Yeah.
very brave thing to do. Especially when it comes from certain cultures and more specifically African culture, when it comes to exploration or curiosity.
Yes, no, you can't. And
Yeah.
I must say, growing up, I have a white dad and a black mom, so it was always a mix between the two. I think I grew up more westernized than anything really. So, um, so yeah, and so I always had that opportunity to explore, to figure out. They
Mm.
probably thought I was wasting time, but I was like, this is interesting. Let's see where it goes, where it takes me, and yeah.
Do you think it benefits you now with
Yes, a lot. It really does help me a lot. But not just that. I think in my profession right now, just to understand, you know, different cultures, how to deal, how to, you know, assess a situation, because sometimes people are so religious orientated, and they want to bring something across, but they don't know how to.
Mm.
And that's always helped me working in the hospitality industry. That's always helped me to, you know, assist a guest or assess the situation and know how to handle it appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
So no, yes, even though it was just out of curiosity, it really does help. Yeah, I just have a different understanding when it comes to dealing with people, and I think that helps me a lot in
Wow.
my in my profession. Even
Mm.
just the mere thought of psychology as well. People are always like, "What, psychology, hospitality? How does that?" And I'm like, "Well, I work with people all the time." And funny enough, it's always my colleagues that are always like, "Ooh, we've got a really difficult guest.
Mm-hmm.
Daniela, can you sort this out?" And I'm just like, "Why?" And then they're like, "You've got a different way of handling it." I'm like, "Oh, I do." But it just comes naturally to me now because, you take all that you've learned and you apply it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, it's definitely helped in what I do, where I'm at in life and all of that as well. So,
Wow. It's so
mm.
interesting when you do certain studies or activities and then you doing something that's completely different and you realize like, oh no, that helped me out.
Yes, no, definitely. It opened doors that I didn't think were actually quite there.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that like right now I'm busy with my masters in hospitality, and when I did the interview and they were like, "You've got a degree in psychology, why hospitality?" And I explained it, and then they were like, "Oh, you actually have a point. You're more service orientated, customer service orientated." And I'm like, "Yes, guest relations. That's on par. That's what I enjoy. That's I like assessing those situations, helping guests, making sure that they
Mm-hmm.
enjoy their stay, and how to bring that to them is also very important. So
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm. So when it comes to hospitality and you going to school, you doing a master degree program for it. What is it that they teach you in hospitality, a hospitality master's program? Like, what are some of the things they teach you?
So right now, for example, the module that I'm busy with. Okay, so previous was advanced operations in the
Mm-hmm.
different departments. So there was a lot of focus on rooms division and food and beverage department. And I think one thing that I've obviously lacked, I have all the experience. I've got the experience for many years, but I just don't have the theory parts of it all. So all the revenue management parts, all those things that you actually need to step up in one's career.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm doing a lot of that, marketing strategies, different techniques on marketing. Um, Also, innovative ways on environment control or implementing environment policies within workplace, how to be more environmentally conscious, and things like that, where the world is actually going, and we kind of actually need to know about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's an executive program focusing on all these different things, and and I can do it online, which helps a lot because you working now, you just don't have the time to go to class and attend a session. You kind of have to just fit it in with your program, and with the hospitality working hours, it's all over the place. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
yeah.
because the hotel's always open. You know, people
Yes, it's
coming in
always
and out.
open 24 hours, Monday to Sunday, Christmas also.
Ooh, that's I'm glad you shared that because yeah, when it comes to hospitality, I think we just take it. Maybe some people out of it take it for granted. What is all
Mhm.
involved with being in hospitality and all the systems that are involved with it, the economics, dealing with people,
Yeah.
expectations. I would
Oh,
imagine.
yes, no, definitely. I mean, working with people is not easy. Not easy at all.
Yeah.
You don't know who's gonna step in front of you, and you either have to make their day or not. You don't know what baggage someone else is walking into the hotel with. But not just that, it's also working with colleagues. You don't know what they're bringing home. So I always try and, have that divide. Work is work, home is home. Don't mix the two.
Mm.
And yeah, so it's all of that one has to consider, and yeah, and work through it. It's not, people just think, okay, no, she's just here, she knows what she's doing, and this is what I want, and this is how it must be done. But
Mhm.
you don't realize there are some people that come in there, they want you to figure out their life for them, and you kind of have to. Sometimes the guests will rock up and be like, "Okay, so I just arrived here, what can I do, where can I go, what to do, can you book it all for me? Can you do all of that for me?" I'm like, "Okay, let's do it. This is what it's about. So, working with people is fun.
Hmm.
Fun.
So, with your hospitality skills and what you learn on the, obviously working in a hotel and then also the master's degree program,
Mm-hmm.
do you find some of those skills translating to like just your personal life, like in terms of, okay, I learned how to do this in hospitality. This part of my life is affected by that.
No, not really, actually. Funny enough. Okay, yeah, in certain aspects, yes, I try and put it into. But when you go to work, you put a mask on. This is my work mask. This is how I am at work. But my personal life, I'm totally different. I'm. People always say, "No, you're such an extrovert. You love to talk and you love, meeting people." I'm like, "Yeah, that's at work. That's at work." But it's really difficult for me to do that in my personal capacity. For example, when I'm, not at work.
Right.
So it's always easy to put that mask on and off. But I would also, to add to that, yes, I think the organizational skills that I learned through working in the hospitality industry, I mean, I love to organize events and I love organizing, trips and such. So I
Ah.
always, enjoy doing that. And so that kind of dwelled into my personal life. And then I just do that randomly for friends, or I do it for, whoever asks me to organize an event. I'm like, I got you. Let me do it. Because, like, I'm OCD when it comes to logistics and planning and, making events happening and making sure
Right.
Yeah. So that was events management was always something I wanted to get into. But that's still something I will,
I
tick
mean,
tick on one of the boxes of the many things I want to do one day. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, that can definitely be something there because just even how you broke that down, like even just how you broke down the things you learned in your master's degree program, could just imagine even some of that being transferred into like day to day life or even just planning things with your friends.
Exactly, yeah. Because people think, no, you just pick up the phone and, book something, do something. But, you got to plan logistics. You got to make sure, there's time, when to arrive, when do you want to book it? When is it taking place? How many people? There's a lot of logistics that actually goes into, planning an event or planning a getaway or something. So yeah, no, that definitely helps in what to look out for, with the
Mm.
different accommodation establishments, the different, extranets, your booking.com, the Expedias, the Airbnbs, you know what to look out for because I work in it. So I'm always like, I see what you're doing here, but good one, but I know what's happening here. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so then you probably got some tips. So if somebody, yeah, now
Now it's getting interesting.
yeah, I was like, yeah. Oh wow, so yeah, trips. I want to do more trips. So how the hell do I, manage a trip? Okay.
I must say, moving to Germany, it's obviously this is a different ball game for me. So I'm really still trying to find my feet in terms of organizing things and such. Like I'm part of a volunteer group.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're organizing a pub quiz night to raise funds for an organization in Ghana, and this would have been something totally up my alley
Mm-hmm.
if I was back home. I would have organized this, done it. But here, it's just different dynamics, different ways of thinking. Like, I spoke to, when we were talking in the organizing committee and we were trying to find a venue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were trying to organize a venue. And one of the requirements was that we had to pay rent at this venue. And I'm just like, but why? Essentially, we're bringing people to your business to spend money, to, buy drinks. We're not selling anything. We want them to support you as a business.
Right.
Why the extra? While back home, I called somebody. I'm like, hey, I need a venue. This is what's up. Is it possible? These are the amount of people that we're expecting. What can we work out? Okay, if it's 20 people, minimum one drink per person, they all have to spend and then we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, just different dynamics and different way of
Mm.
operating here is obviously, it's something that you need to take into consideration. And then you call someone and you're like, hi, can I book this venue? Was? Ich kann nicht Englisch sprechen. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool. No, you only speak German. Okay. But I can express myself best when I'm speaking English. So, there's always those dynamics
Okay.
always that are, in play. So yeah, tips and tricks for organizing trips and events in Germany. I'm not quite there yet, but I will be one day.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's a whole different game, you
Yeah,
know.
it is. It's and yeah, it's different here because back home you've got all. I love to support small medium enterprises, so all the small businesses, all the people that are
Hmm.
and yeah, it's really difficult to find them because the big companies are so overpowering. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I want to support that guy that's starting off their business and selling these strips and type of thing, and who actually knows or has been to, because sometimes you talk to these tour agencies and they're selling a product.
Hmm.
A, they've never been to the place, they don't know what they're talking about. And B, they have no sense of feeling of what is it that you actually want. While I'd much rather talk to someone and be like, hey, I would like to go to this place and this is what I'd like to do, see what can you advise, and then yeah, so that for me is a little different here
Mm.
as well. Yeah, that I've noticed.
Wow. Okay. So I have a question for you. This is probably gonna help out a lot of people, especially during the summertime now. Is that how do you organize trips with friends? That could be a very difficult thing for people to
Very.
organize trips with friends. Sometimes you have friends that are they're able to do it. Some friends are not able to. Some friends are like want to spend lavishly. Other friends are kind of like, hey,
Hey,
how much does
where's the
croissant
budget?
cost? I'm like this croissant, yeah, oh, I don't know. This cup of coffee espresso, what? How much is the espressos here in those places? Like how do you how do you manage or plan a trip with friends for say an outing or a vacation or something?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to how much does it cost. So I always, with every or any event that I try and plan or trip that I try and plan, I say, okay, I work out the budget. I try and calculate how much it would cost
Hmm.
in terms of accommodation, food wise, wherever we are, transportation wise. I give them a budget. I send it to lots of friends, and I'm like, okay, this is how much it is. Yes or
Mm.
no? That's the only way. You can't be like, hey, do you want to go? Yeah, I want to go. No, I'm not sure. Just propose and say, okay, I've organized, I've created this potential itinerary. What do you want to do here? This is what it's about. This is how much it costs. Yes or no? And it works.
Wow,
Yeah, and it works.
that is it makes sense, but
Yeah.
I don't know why. Because yeah, that money part is
It's
always.
always the problem.
It's unfortunate, but it's
But I
always.
mean, that's what everyone looks at. They want to know how much you're spending. Are they gonna, is it worth the money at the end of the day? So you just tell them this is how much it is. Take it or leave it. What do you want? That's it.
And you usually like how does it usually play out? Like
Usually people are like, yes, let's go for it. Let's do it. Because I also put a lot of effort in it. You have to sell the
okay,
product. You have to sell what it is, that you want people to come and see and do.
yeah,
So yeah, no. Yeah, generally people are always like yes. And it's also you need to work with, when the dates and all of that jazz as well plays a role.
of
So
course.
yeah, no. That's how I usually tackle all my events and such.
Yeah, because that will, yeah. If somebody come up with a price, you'd be like, oh, because an actual number, you're like, can I actually, that is the
I
number.
mean, that's how much it is. It's no less, it's no more. Take it or leave it. If it is that you obviously want to spend, something that's not on that, that's your baby. Then you budget that. But this is
Right.
what I said. This is more or less what I would imagine it costing. I've done my research. Let's go for it. And
Ah,
people do it, yeah.
okay. Damn. All right. So you don't play when it comes to setting an event or.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, yeah, we're all trying to make a profit. We're all trying to make some extra money, but it's also the experience that you're selling, and people will pay for experience if they know what they're getting. It's a no-brainer.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
So
no-brainer.
you're here in Berlin, you living, you thriving, you finding all the new restaurants, right? Knowing where things are out here in Berlin. So you're adjusting.
Yeah,
It sounds like
we're learning,
you learning, you moving. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely, some good restaurants. So, He's like, yeah, this one restaurant. Go there. I'm like, yo, this food is good. How did you?
How did I know? Instagram has been my best friend.
Okay, don't share all your secrets.
Okay.
No, she knows all the restaurants. Yeah, Instagram. That's her. She's about to plug her Instagram. Don't worry about it. She knows all of it.
That's where it's at. That's where
Based
it's
on intuition.
Oh, yes. No, I think that's always, I mean, when I just moved here, I would always search for places on Google Maps. And I was like really disappointed. I'm like, come on, there needs to be something. And then I changed my search avenue and it's been going good.
Yeah, no,
It's been going good.
you know some spots. So before like a while back, we were starting with you know, moving around. The last place you living at before Berlin was you know, Cape Town, and then you moved from Cape Town here to Berlin. Well,
No. So I moved from Cape Town back to Windhoek, so
Windhoek,
Namibia,
okay,
and then I moved to the coast.
and the coast.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Apologize. Okay, so a little more bouncing back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to the point to where you moved from basically, you know, that part of Africa to
okay.
Berlin.
So that was from Lüderitz, Namibia. I moved from there here to Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the first cultural difference you experienced when you was here in Berlin, when you moved from there to Berlin?
Wow, the first cultural difference. It was people are very cold here. In the sense of I don't know. Back home, if someone comes from a different place, you know, something new, something shiny, being a person, they're very interested. Where you from? Where you going? What do you want? Do you need help? Anywhere to adjust? You know, how will you, you know, how can we help you settle in better? And not that I was expecting it, but you know, that would have been the nice thing to do or to say. And so that was the biggest thing for me because people are not very accommodating and not very, hey, you're new here, let me show you around, or you're new here, let me, there was none of that. It was just cold. Everyone was just, that was it. And I was like, okay. So I think that was the biggest shocker for me. And people are all in their own little worlds, right? I remember sitting on a tram once, and it's happened a few times actually, where someone was crying, and no one would bat an eye, no one would do anything, no one would. But this person, you don't know what the person's going through. Not that So all I did was I gave this person a tissue. And this person started to cry more because you're like, oh my gosh, someone's actually helping. When the other day, someone fell off his bicycle and I helped him up. He's like, wow, I've lived in Berlin for 5 years. And when something like this happens, no one reaches out to help. There's no, I don't know what it is, but when someone is just lying on the ground or fell or whatever, no one's going to do anything about it. And that really, for me, I was shocked. I think also being on the trains or on the buses, no one greets each other. No one says thank you to the bus driver. No one says thank you to the lady that's working at the cashier. To me, that's, common courtesy or just normal. It's normal. That's just how I grew up. It's how, and to me, like, people are just in such a hurry, in such a rush. I mean, you're just like, what? Why? What are people thinking about? What's on their minds? Do not stop and say hi. Or how are you? I mean, I can go on and on and on. One day I was at, I bought a ticket for something. And I started off by saying, hi, how are you? The guy stopped. Like, you could see just on his face. He's like, why are you asking me that? Like, and then he said, you know what? I'm actually doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. And to me, I was like,
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, that was really like, it still gets me. It really irks me.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a train. There's some old people. And all the youngsters are sitting. if I know I'm gonna be in a train for an hour and I see lots of old people, I'll just stand the whole way and let the old people sit. But then I did this once where I was sitting and then there was an old person that entered the train and I'm like, hey, you can have my seat. And lady wanted to fight me. She's like, no, 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 no. I'm just like, okay, it's not, I'm just merely, being polite and allowing you to sit. We don't have to fight about it. If you don't want to take the seat, it's fine. So, it's all these different dilemmas that I would deal with. And it really just shocked me. Yeah. So that for me was always, I'm still adjusting to it. Like I ask people, I'm like, people that have been living here for years and years, I'm like, how do you survive? And they're like, you just get used to it. I'm just like, how do you get used to something like that?
Yeah, the non-greeting is a thing that is definitely, yeah,
I mean, how do you get
yeah.
used to it? And I remember also starting at work, excuse me, at work, and my colleagues were asking, why are you always smiling all the time? Why are you always happy all the time? And I'm like, bro, I'm working in a hotel. I'm working in customer service. It's kind of part of my job description. It's kind of what I have to do. And, and I looked at them and I was just like, okay, it's a weird question to ask. But I mean, that was obviously early days. I was like, but then I realized, the sense of customer service and the sense of, going out of your way to assist people was just non-existent. It wasn't
Hmm.
really there. And I was, yeah. And yeah, so
Um,
that,
so I'm curious, right? What's your idea? What's good customer service to you?
man, just a smile. Oh my goodness, no one ever smiles with you here. Or just, one thing that I like to do because as you being in the industry, I obviously know you need to know the product that you're selling or the service that you're selling. So I'd much rather ask a waitron, hi, what food would you recommend? Right? What do you say is, good? Or look, I'm feeling to eat something with fish or meat. What would you recommend? What would you suggest? And people here are just like, they're in such a hurry to help the next person. It's all about the money. It's not about creating an experience or creating, you know, I'd much rather want to have a customer that comes back again than having new customers all the time. So rather make, create that experience that people would want to come back all the time to you, to that place. And instead of having someone new every time and coming with new problems, new this, new that, while having a returning customer, oh, Daniela, she likes her food spicy. This is what, just that. So for me, customer service is, being able to A, sell the product or the service that you're offering, but also just, hi, hi. People are just like, Speisekarte, take the menu. And then you're like, okay, thank you. I'll just eat and go. It's all just, and that also really gets to me because it's all just about the next person. Get in, get out, get in, get out. And you don't there's just no sense of experience. There's no sense of, I don't know.
What was the customer service in Namibia?
People are very friendly. I would say people are very friendly in the sense of, yes, okay, maybe also the tip cultures may be different. Yes, a lot of them also work on a commission basis or tip basis. So they really, they really want to make sure that you enjoy yourself because then they'll get a tip or something at the end of the day. But, it's genuine. I would say people are just genuinely, they take pride in their job. They take pride in, whatever it is that they're doing. Yes, not everyone is perfect. Sometimes you really just, you will stand in that queue forever and you wonder why. And lady was just having a bad day. But I think customer service is just, yeah, it's definitely, in certain aspects, definitely day and night.
Huh, day and night.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because the reason why I asked is that I had something about customer service, right?
Mm.
And a lot of people, especially specifically between America and Europe, The idea of what was good customer service was vastly different.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it was all based around how people get compensated, people that work in these service industries.
Yeah.
That you have people that are based on tips, commission,
Mm-hmm.
or people that get paid a wage.
Yeah.
And some of that had a strong influence based on people's responses of like, oh, the reason why people are nice and so comforty and stuff in the service they provide is because of tips. They want to do it
Yeah.
for the tips. Whereas in say we're in Germany now, other places in Europe too, we can argue that because they get paid a wage, they don't have to. So they
Yeah.
kind of what's good customer service is almost like, hey, look, I gave you a bottle or I gave you beer, it's full. That's that.
it.
So
Yeah, but then the worst is, you sit there was no communication, there was no help or whatever, and then at the end of the session, they're like, oh, and not even a tip? I'm like, what? What?
it,
Okay, this is awkward. And then you're like, how much must I give now for, service that wasn't, yes, they brought me my food and my drink and all of that, but, there wasn't that extra, hey, we've got this special now on dessert. Would you like to try? At the end of the day, customer service is always trying to sell whatever it is that you have
mhm.
and, creating an experience for the customer at the end of the day as well. Well, that's what I believe, and that's what I also try and, do wherever I'm at, whatever I'm trying to sell or wherever I work as well. So, yeah, but it's true. Yeah, maybe because, yeah, I get a wage, that's it. What more can I do?
Yeah,
But it's just it feels like it's just a fast money making thing, Next customer in, out in. So yeah.
yeah, 'cause, also a lot of people, not a lot of people, some of the people that commented on that video that I put out, they was like, oh yeah, I just give me what I want and that's it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do this. You talking to me is like an invasion of my privacy. And I'm just like, whoa, what? Yeah. I'm just like, hey, how you doing? Would you like anything? Hey. And then like 5 minutes later, hey, would you like anything? Give me a minute. I just want to,
No.
relax and look at the menu. And it's like,
No, but just that coming back again as well. What if I wanted to order dessert, but you never came back to me? And I'm just like, okay, it's fine. I don't want dessert anymore. I'm on my way then. So they also, once they bring you your plate or they bring you your drink, it's done. It's wraps. There's no more service coming from that person. You have to go to the counter to go and pay. So that's it.
right.
So,
Yeah, almost sometimes the customer service here, well, let me say in Germany, Berlin specifically, is a little too, I feel like lax maybe. Like a little too lackadaisical or too relaxed.
yeah.
Because before this, I was living in New York City. I was living in Brooklyn, and customer service there, it's good, but there's always an eye on you. Meaning that, okay, are you done? All right, cool. Here's the bill.
Want a refill? Yeah.
Yeah, but then also too like the bill. All right, you done? Get out of here because we got a lot of people.
Okay.
Which is true. There's a lot of people for the limited amount of good restaurants sometimes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But out here in Berlin, you would have situations where, okay, you're done with the food, but then it's as if they didn't check up on you. So sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I think of mine, I'm like, should I just get up and leave?
Well, they know that I've left.
Yeah, right. They're like, it's been an hour, and so I just go. I don't know.
I haven't had that experience actually.
Think about it. They forget about you, and it's as if they forgot they gave you food.
And then you can easily just walk out and they're like, no bill, no nothing.
Sometimes
that's what I'm saying. You have to go to the counter to go and pay and sort it out.
Right. Yeah. Oh, your phone's on?
Yes, it is.
Oh, the phone's been listening to us the whole time?
Oh, it was my Google Maps for.
Oh, wow.
It's only telling me now signal lost because I put it on silent. My bad.
Oh, no, it's cool. I didn't know your phone could talk. But yeah, it was just interesting about customer service that sometimes the service is like almost too relaxed that it's like, even if you don't bring cash, this cash heavy place in Berlin, and they're like, yeah, you just go to ATM, you got to bring cash. And you're like, suppose I don't come back. Where's the ATM? Yeah, so ATM is like right around the corner. You keep on going 2 blocks away. I'm like, all right, see you. Bye.
No, that is so true. It's something that I noticed also working in the hotel. Like everyone is, they've got a serious, they trust people. They trust people a lot. I mean, the delivery guy can come deliver bottles of alcohol, and they will just trust the guy to deliver. There's no one to go check up on it. Well, one bottle, But then, like the one day the delivery guy came, he delivered everything, but he actually forgot some stock. But he came back. So there is some sort of sense of trust and, honesty here in Berlin that I'm just like, wow, people really do, because sometimes I'm also just like, how do you know that I can just walk out?
Yeah, just
You'll
buy,
never know
yeah.
why.
You know,
You'll never see me. There's so many people here.
so many people. I don't even live here. I don't even live in this neighborhood. I could just be gone.
Exactly. I'll never come to this place again. You'll never
It's so crazy. I
It
mean,
is, yeah.
yeah, I don't know how they do it because even people who just come here, you kind of fall in line with that of like
Mm-hmm.
also being part of that trusting culture.
Yes, no,
So they
definitely.
got something going on here where people just, go into it and then
And they
that's that.
and they trust and they know, yeah, gonna come and gonna pay and what's done is done. That is so true. Yeah.
Okay, so you living in Berlin, I think this is an important question. It's important for some people because I do get questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you as a black person living in Berlin? How's it been for you, or how's it been in Germany overall? Because I feel like there's different experiences people have as people of color. Let's just say in general, um, you know, even Turkish people, Arab, like there's so many different
Yeah.
cultures here that had their own experiences. So I'm curious from you, like from that aspect as a Namibian, right? What has been your experience in Berlin?
I mean, in Berlin is so international. I think I've been very fortunate in the sense of not experiencing any discrimination or racism towards me here in Berlin. But as soon as I hit a smaller town, it's weird. Then it's just a different dynamic, and people look at you funny, and people are very hesitant. But as soon as you speak German, we're best friends. So there's always that hesitation of, oh no, no, I have to speak English. Or I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is or what they think. And one thing I've learned is that you cannot judge the next person because that person can speak fluent German or can be living in Germany for many years, and you think just because you judge them on their color or their race that, oh, you probably can't. So yeah, I think in that sense, yeah, in the smaller towns, I always get a few looks and a few stares and a few, oh, she's speaking German. And then they don't realize that I actually understand. And I'm just like, I actually understood what you said, so I'm going to leave.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, that randomly happens. But directly, no. Um, I think people are also one thing that I've also noticed. People are so scared to even cross that line. Like even at work, sometimes they'll be saying a joke and then they're like, no, 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 but not that I meant it that you're black or anything. I'm like, what? But I didn't even see it that way. But they're so conscious of it and they're so scared of, crossing that line. Or so that has been my experience in terms of, being black and staying here. And I think one thing that I do struggle with actually a little bit is getting within the black community.
Mm.
That is, which was actually very weird for me because, it's people that you identify with, but that for me has been difficult to a group. They're very in their space, very, I don't know what it is. I don't know what to label it as, if there's even a label for it, but that has definitely been a community that I've struggled to get in. So I get in a lot better with people that are international or people from, other people that moved to Berlin and not necessarily based here for many years or something, like all the newbies. All the
Ah.
newbies. So yeah, and I think, yeah, it's been interesting. It's been sometimes I think I get in my own head too much about, my experience and how I'm feeling and how people look at me and the environment that I'm in. But yeah, it's been, I guess growing up I've always had that because my mom's black, my dad's white. Everyone's always been looking at me funny, so it's nothing that I've ever really, yeah, it's not something that's really bothered me. But I think people are just so conscious about it all the time. They're making sure not to cross those lines. And I'm just like, guys, it's not that deep. It's okay. You can crack a joke. I'm not gonna, think it was, yeah. So I think that's more or less my experience.
Okay. No, because I'm always curious, and a lot of people as well about like other people's experience. Like sometimes I might get a comment on one of my social media posts about like being a certain race or so in a European country, and I feel like every person has their own experience relative to what they do, or
Yeah, or
just
with
the
that, yeah.
yeah, or even the language, right? Like you just mentioned that you can speak German, so like that adds a different connection to Germany than it would say for me who I don't speak German. So it'll
Yeah.
be interesting. It might be like something may be going on, but I'm like, I don't even understand.
Yeah, what's happening?
I don't even understand what is even happening. So I'm just like, oh, nice town. Oh my God. Wow, so great. And I hearing
Yeah.
like the conversation is kind of like, oh, what's going on? What is he here?
Yes,
What's
yeah.
happening? I'm just like, oh, wow, they got good pastries and wow, the trees are different.
Yeah. And I
But
think I'm also just funny to say this, but I feel like I'm more targeted by people of color than than everyone else. Like, so, in the sense of especially when you at the S-Bahn or at the U-Bahn and drunk guys and they're always like, oh, come here, let me I'm like, whoa, no, I'm not interested. But it's always just people of color that are always doing that and always targeting me, and that's and I'm just like there should be some common ground. We're like, we know we come from Africa, we come from this specific place. There should be some common, common ground. Why me? Why are you targeting me? And then it's always funny. Then it's always the German person that will step in and be like, hey, she said no, leave her alone. You know? So yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's such a tricky thing, right? Because you're like, like why is it
why,
happening?
yeah, you wouldn't expect it to happen, but then it does. And then you're always in these awkward situations because, sometimes they can speak a common language like Afrikaans or something. And then, we're conversating and then it turns sour. And I'm just like, wait, what? How did it end up here?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Yeah. I mean, maybe
Mm.
that familiarity,
Yes, and
that's
then you think, this is safe space, but it's not.
yeah.
It isn't.
Yeah, okay. Now that makes sense in terms of how tricky it can be
Yeah.
because that familiarity and sometimes people may take advantage of that.
Yes, yeah. And
And
that's, yeah.
that can be disheartening. You can be
It
like,
does. Yeah, it is. Because you always, yeah, you just have these awkward situations and these awkward moments, and you're just like, what do I do? What do I? So yeah, no, I think that's definitely been one of those awkward situations that I've experienced, and I'm like,
wow.
this is wild.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
wild.
It's like, damn it. Like, why does that have
Why?
to happen this way?
Yeah.
Damn.
So
So, one more question I have to ask her, and I think this is one that just kind of came to mind, is that you are a third culture kid, and I don't know if you know what that means. It's like a person who grew up in a culture that's you growing up in cultures that are different than your original culture, and maybe a further extension of that is that like your mom is originally from
South Africa.
South Africa, right, and your
Mhm.
father is originally from Germany.
Yeah, so his grandparents from Germany, and
Grandparents
then
Germany,
yeah.
and then there, right? So like two different cultures, and then then you're part of those two cultures, so to speak, a mix of that, which already is interesting.
Yeah.
Then you grew up in Namibia, then the coast, then the city, then you moved. So you lived in multiple different cultures that are different than your original, right? And you had to adjust to all those cultures in many different ways. And what was like? Was there any times you ever felt like just completely different from everyone or so? Or was that
Yes. Always. I think growing up, I didn't quite know where I should, label myself, where I should put myself in. And, you have questions and people are also, oh no, she's not black enough. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do this. Oh, she's not white enough. She doesn't do this. So there was always this judgment that I experienced for a very long time. And I just never knew where to actually box myself. And you yourself don't know because you just grew up. You grew up, you had all these different cultures, these different traditions that you just, absorbed and, you know, grew up with and explored and stuff. And I never questioned, oh, am I black or am I white? And, but growing up, that was obviously a question always. And I remember speaking to my sister about it once as well. I'm like, hey, what do you identify as? Because my sister's obviously white and I've got, the color. And she's like, well, I, you know, I identify as being mixed. When someone asks me, I say I'm mixed. And I could never really say that I'm colored and I could never really say that I'm black, because I always just felt that I wasn't too enough for whatever label it was. So I think later on in life, I was like, okay, mixed it is. I'm mixed. I grew up in this mixed culture. I can't really say that this is where I'm too black or I'm too white. I've always just grown up in the best of both worlds, and that's always how I've lived and how I've. So it was also really difficult adjusting also in Berlin because there is no such category here, and you're either black or you're white. That's it. It was really difficult to find that mix part. So yeah. What was your question again?
No, you perfectly answered the question. That was the
Yeah.
question about like, have you gone through any type of like,
Yeah.
times where it was like hard to figure it out
No, always.
or that type of like conflicts. And if you used to go back in time at the time growing up and dealing with these issues, what would
Mm.
be the advice you would give to yourself to overcome that or to deal with that?
I think, what would be the advice? Just live life. Some way, somehow, you will figure out the right answers. And I think at that time, I was just so pressured on, I need to know who am I? What am I? But, I then soon realized you're always changing. And, just time will tell you who you are, where you're at, why, how come, and what you can identify as and what see yourself as. So, yeah, for what would I tell myself? It's okay. It's fine. You will soon discover where you are, and I think what got to me was the outside noise. I allowed way too many other people's opinions influence who I thought I was, which wasn't even the case. So yeah, people are judgy. People throw those judgments and say, "Oh no, you can't do this or you can't do that." But at the end of the day, it's just who I am and how I then, yeah.
No, that's a good. It's
Ooh,
good.
you're getting deep here.
Oh,
You're getting
sorry.
deep. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
I'm sorry, I
The
sprung that on.
trauma.
See, that's why I left it for last. If I did it in the beginning, you'd be like, oh, damn. I'm like, do we got enough tissues here? I don't know.
No, I don't have any.
Ooh,
No,
good
that
thing I
is.
saved it for last then.
Yeah, no, that's always been something that I struggled with for a very long time. And also in past relationships, you also see, the people that you end up with, and then they assume that you are, in that sort of that you're black or you're really white, and then when you don't meet that expectation or that requirement, they're like, oh, but you didn't say you are who you are. And I'm like, whoa, but I never said that. And so one of the biggest things I also learned is don't judge by the color, because you could easily be, grew up in a different home or with different people or adopted, or you never know who, what, or how. And yeah, I think that was definitely the biggest lesson that I learned. And now I just, I feel like I understand people better than I did before, because I always like labels, labels, labels. This is where it says this is who they are, and yeah. So, but it took a long time. But yeah, now I'm here, and now I'm now I'm happy with who I am and where I'm at. So yeah, Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely doing your thing. You killing it out here. You know, in the
Oh,
hospitality game. You
yes.
going for the
Oh.
master's degree. Then you finding where all the best restaurants are in Berlin. Then you working in the hospitality industry. You three things you're doing.
Ah,
You
man,
know.
it's wild. It's wild. I mean, last year, this time, it was this time, last year, May, I attended a conference. It was being hosted by the Hospitality Association of Namibia. And one of the things that they were trying to push was that one of the issues in Namibia is many people have the experience, but they don't have the qualification. Or many people have, they have got the passion and all of that, but they don't have the technical know-how. So they're trying to create this roadmap on how to, improve or how to fill in the gaps on, to improve the the workforce that's being put out there in the hospitality industry. And there was this particular hotel, group of hotels called Living Hotels that did a presentation, and they want to introduce a program whereby they do cultural exchange. So people from Namibia come to Germany, work at a hotel or whatever for 2 years. So like an internship type of thing. So they particularly identify people who are studying hospitality and to come and explore and work and all of that, and then bring that knowledge and bring that expertise back home. And then I was like, I want to do that. And I approached the director that was there, and I said, listen, I would be interested in taking up the opportunity. I would want to do it for 1 year. What do you say? Can we do it? This happened in May. June, I started the application process. Remember, before May, I had no idea that this opportunity was going to come and that it was going to happen. And and then June came. I submitted all the documentation. Oh my goodness, what a tedious process. But yeah, I submitted all the documentation. And then I think it was October. No, I'm lying. It was September. September, I receive a call. Okay, you've received your approval. Go to the embassy. Go and submit your last documentation. Give your passport. I was like, wow, okay. And then that was in September, and I'm like, okay, 1st of November, I'll be in Berlin. I'll be in Germany, and that's how I ended up here.
Wow. So from May all the way to wow.
Yeah, so last year, May, I think this was the conference time where I was attending this conference and,
Yeah.
and crazy.
Year
Crazy.
anniversary. There you go.
Yeah.
Year anniversary.
Wow. So,
That is
yeah.
dope. That's dope. Yeah, May was around the same time where I made a decision as well to move out here to Berlin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like a thought, like, where some the people convinced me to move out here. Some comedians that moved. It was like, hey, you should move out here. I was like, well, how you do that? It's like, yeah,
Why?
you should do like the artist visa. I'm like, what's the artist visa? And then they broke it down. I was like, oh, okay, I will think about it. And then
Look
with
at
the
you
same
now.
process.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny how it just, you find yourself. I mean, I remember still in the process, I was like, no, it's cool. You can put me anywhere in Germany. I don't mind. Let me know and I'll go. And then they're like, okay, we've identified a hotel in Berlin. You'll go to Berlin. I was like, okay, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you got everything? Come on, let's go.
Let's go. So, yeah.
And look at it, now you're here doing your thing. And
Yeah.
I really want to say thank you very much for sharing like like just the experiences, your story, your experiences, because I think when it comes to people making these type of moves like this, such as yourself, that it answers a lot of questions people have in their head about how to do it.
And why?
Or curiosities,
Yeah.
coming from Namibia and then coming here to Berlin, that's like a big move.
It is.
Sometimes we downplay it in our
And
mind.
yes, we do. And I think for very long, I was like, oh, no, I'm just, But once you move here, you're like, whoa, this is actually a lot. I didn't prepare for it because, everything happened so fast. And, I was just like, no, it's, yeah, we downplayed it. And moving here is actually quite a big move, a big adjustment, a big everything, But Yeah. Open mind. Open mind.
Oh yeah, open mind. Yeah, gotta always keep an open mind. And look at where the open mind have taken you.
Definitely. Yeah.
Take
No,
it.
but thanks for the opportunity and just
Yeah. No,
yeah,
thank you very much for doing this. I mean, well, it started from you coming out to one of the shows,
Oh, yes,
and then you just been like a dope individual. You just been a cool you like your energy and the way you just like just talk. It was kind of like to what you said, like the way you brought your energy out to people and conversations just kind of showed where you came from.
Yeah.
And like the type of environment you came from, to where you're just like, hey, how you doing? This and that, start
Yeah,
talking
how are
X,
you?
Y, and Z. So it was always good to be like, okay. When you see you, like, what's going on?
No, cool. Ach, nah. It's always interesting to hear that when someone else is like, oh, never thought of it like that.
I'm the same way too. Some people.
Yeah, I'm just. This is how it is.
Yeah, you're like, oh really? Oh shit! You looking behind you like me? Like no, it's a wall behind you. You sure?
Sure.
No one else? You can't see through the wall. You talking about somebody else?
Wild.
But
No. It
yes,
was
thank you
fun.
very much
It
for
was
doing
fun.
this. Thank you very much. And guys, thank you very much for listening and watching. I'm your boy Nyan Yenifin, Third Culture Talk Podcast. Please, if you are listening, rate, subscribe, let us know how you feel about this, if it resonates with you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. That clap was good. There you go. Clap was good. Alles good.
Wow, that was wild.
Look at that.
Conversation just went all over the place.
You see?
I was like, what? How
But-
did we get here? And sometimes I was just like, wait, what? What did he ask me? Like literally, at moments I was like, wait, what are we talking about? Because I felt like I went on my own train of thought, and I'm like, wait. I need to get back to, did I even answer the question? Oh, that was so much fun. Oh my goodness.
shit.
That was funny. That was really funny.
Yeah, see? There you go. Look at that. And we was going, too.
It was going, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I think like an hour and some change. Hour and 30?
Wild. What time is it? Yeah.
What time is it?
Goodness. Wild.
What time is it?
It's now 6. 5 minutes to 6.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. All right, let me make sure. See.
Did it record everything?
No, everything recorded. Oh, no. That I've done this enough times to where.
Just double check, make sure.